like to welcome you all to Module 2, the first Module 2 of the new year. And for this last module and the next future modules, we'll be framing it as a review game. So I'll be here on my iPad and just going to go through the different concepts. But if you just have any questions, if it's related to this or if it's just something you see on the screen, please ask away. And I will.
On my iPad, when I'm clicking on OK, it's not going nowhere.
Okay, well, I was just sharing my screen, but what do you see on your screen, Mr. Horace?
It
You
said
good?
the meeting is being recorded.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm tapping on that, but it's not going nowhere.
Okay, well,
On the speaker.
one sec. I got you, Mr. Horace. Okay, I got you. All right, let's see if this helps. All right, folks, let me go into my iPad. So I'm here on my iPad. Ms. Doors, I just put you in the waiting room and out, so I hope you don't see that message anymore. Um, I hope that helped. I hope that helped out. So yes, thank you all so much for joining. Today we're going to look at iPad info, battery life, buttons and connectors, the cameras, the speakers, Siri, and also accessibility features. And some things we talked about in Module 1, some new things. So again, thank you so much for joining. So first up, who can tell me, just again, going through, looking at your home screen. When you're on your home screen, it's important to know all the different things that are on your screen. So before we go into the module 2 topic, what do you see at the top left of your screen when you're using your iPad? What's at the top left?
The date and the time.
Mm-hmm. The date and the time.
And
If
the
you
year.
ever, yeah, well, no, well, not the year, but
No,
you
it's
know.
not Wednesday, January 1st, the date and the time.
The
I
time.
told you I'm sleepy, Alan.
No, I love it. It shows you that info. So if you're ever on your iPad, like, what time is it or what day is it? You can always look at the top left.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's good. It's good. When the time change happens twice a year, it automatically kind of does it for us, which is really cool. On our microwaves and things like that, we got to change the time ourselves.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's good that you can do that on the iPad. We'll go to it in a second, but I'm sure there's a and I've used there's a way to do military time if you want to see it like that. But by default, it's the AM. Yeah. What? Okay, at the top right, what do you usually see at the top right?
Right now I'm seeing where my battery is real low, but it's on 37 percent.
Well, that's mine. Make sure if you
Oh,
forget.
that's yours.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're looking at my screen.
Oh.
Yeah, so what yes, what do you see? But you can also look at yours. It's the same, but you know, yes. At the top right, what do you usually see when you're using your iPad?
Is that the what you call that thing?
The app.
So at the very top right, just so we look at the top.
Yeah, I'm looking at all them different icons up there.
Yeah, so what are some of them that you see that we may have gone over before?
It looks like the battery, the speaker,
the battery,
this, but like the speaker. What's that red thing?
So, no, not a speaker, but yes, the red button that you see. Good. You see the red button, you see the battery percentage, you may see that semicircle.
Yeah, that's what I forgot. What
does that mean? Who can tell me what that means? What does that little semicircle icon mean?
Is that Wi-Fi?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, that's the Wi-Fi icon. Yes. So you can tell that your iPad is connected to Wi-Fi when you see that little semicircle. Next to the little semicircle, what is that? What is that little arrow? What does that mean? What does it usually mean when you may see that?
Arrow.
Right next to the Wi-Fi symbol on my screen. Again,
yeah, I see the symbol.
Yes, what does that usually mean? Any takers? Okay, so if you see that icon,
I haven't even
okay.
got on, Trisha.
All right, if you see that little icon, it's location. So an app that you may be using your location. So that is what that little arrow means next to that Wi-Fi symbol. So if you see that, an app is, yes. Yes, because some apps require, like if you're on maps, if you're on certain apps, it may, need your location.
So you tap on that and it tell you where you are when you say location?
No. So at the top, that's a good question. I appreciate that. At the top left and the top right, those are just ways to really quickly see what may be going on with your device. So just like the date and time, you can quickly look. Again, no matter what screen you're on, you can see that top left and top right.
Right.
So the top right, I'm at 36%. Okay. Thank you. Again, let's keep our mics in mind, okay? I see the Wi-Fi symbol. I see that. I see the location icon.
Mhm.
And then I see that I see the little orange
Orange.
button. That what that means kind of escapes me, but you don't have to know every single thing, but I should know that. Maybe I'll look into it. And then you have that red button. That red button just means well, I am on Zoom and I am recording the session, but if you're on a FaceTime call, you may look there and have you noticed that it may be a green and it may have a little white camera icon when you're like on a FaceTime. You may see that when you
But Alice, I'm sorry for cutting you off. What got me is that location. When you say location, I mean,
look. So all the iPads, phones have a GPS, right? So it's just where you're at, your location. So if that icon is there, then some app on your iPad may be using the location for whatever it's doing. So if I'm, weather app, the iPad has to know where I'm at to give me the right weather. So that's why I was just in it. So that's probably why it's appearing. So you see at the top right for just a quick second, it even glowed blue, or it glowed blue, yes. And that way, yes. So it tells me that right where I'm at, what the weather is doing. So, does that make sense, y'all? At the top left and the top right, that's how you see, just some very quick information on what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes. It's always good to take a look at those. So battery, okay, we talked a little bit about this, but how would I just check the status of my battery? Like I can go and see what apps use it the most.
Alex,
Uh-huh.
Alex got the green thing on
Oh yeah,
the right side.
at the top right, correct, Ms. Doris?
Yes, where up I said.
Yes, so that means again you're in a video call or maybe even a FaceTime call. So when you're in a FaceTime call, you may also see that green button at the top right. But if I do press it, look, well, for me, it asks if I want to stop the recording because I am recording, but or broadcasting. I'm sharing my screen right now. When you hit that green icon, it will just take you to the call or the call that you're on, whether it be Zoom, FaceTime. So you
Okay.
can actually press that green button. The other icons are just meant for you to look at and see what's going on.
It ain't
Good.
moving.
Yeah, well, if you're already in the Zoom, then it won't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you're probably in Zoom already looking at my screen, but you also see that green button at the top right of your screen. So that checks out. So yes, how do I look at the battery status of my iPad? How do I go into more details? What do I press here on the screen?
Setting
Yeah,
and
settings.
the battery.
Anything to do, and we'll go into module 4, but anything to do with the iPad itself, you're usually going to go into settings. So if I want to look at the battery of the iPad, let me go into settings. That's where I'm going to find it at. And then on the left-hand side, what do I press?
What do you push to go into
Battery.
settings?
Battery.
I hit the gray icon. I hit the gray icon to go into settings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Where is it at?
and hit battery.
So it depends on your screen. On my screen, I have settings here on my second row. It's the last icon on my second
Where
row.
the blocks at?
Yeah, it's either on the dock at the bottom or again on the second row of apps or icons.
Bro, okay, I got you.
Yeah, so just like on your screen, if you hit your home button, you can go to settings and follow along if you'd like. So you can watch me and or you can follow along. Okay. Thank you. So let's go to settings. And yes, what do I hit on the left to look up the battery information?
Do you
Battery.
go?
Yes.
Do you go on there where it say more?
So no, Ms. Doris. So we're not in Zoom anymore to look up the battery. You got to hit your home screen to go to your settings. So I'm asking about the battery of the iPad. Okay, Ms. Doris.
I'm lost.
So I had asked what app do we press to go look at the
Gen-
battery information?
General.
Huh?
I had asked the group, where do we go to look up the battery info
You
of our
look at more. I go to more.
No, she
So
at the bottom.
no,
Settings, Doris.
Settings.
Hit your home button and then go to settings.
yeah, we're not in Zoom anymore because we're not checking about anything about Zoom. We're trying to look at the battery info of our iPad. Does that make sense, Ms. Doris?
No, I'm still lost.
She don't know what icon. You need to know to hit on the
That's-
settings icon. Miss
I-
Doris.
I'll go over it. I'll go over it one more time, okay? So
I saw your face, but I don't see you no more now.
okay, make sure you're on the right screen of Zoom, okay? So make sure you swipe or drag if you're
Oh, okay,
look
I
at
see
mine,
your
okay?
face.
Yeah, so make sure you drag your finger in Zoom so you can look at the screen share, okay? So I'm sharing, I'll stop sharing, give me a second, and that way you can very clearly see what we're doing, okay? So I'm about to share my screen once again here on Zoom, and now you're looking at what's on my iPad, okay?
Well, I see that.
So again, I had asked the question, how do we look up the battery information on our iPad? We're not going to be in Zoom. You can't find that in Zoom. So we got to hit the home button to go to our home screen of our iPad. And then what do I press to look up that information?
Um,
Settings, Doris.
I
Do you
got
see, do you see why it's settings, Ms. Doris?
no, I see something say iCloud required.
Okay. Again, if you're looking on your end, make sure if you're in settings, you can then hit battery, as folks have said. So yes, you look at battery, you see all these different options on the left. So make sure if you're ever in settings, you look through and see all the different possible things that you can do. This also works on iPhone as well. If you're on iPhone, you just may see things a bit differently. Again, just some slightly different things that you may or may not be able to do, but iPhone and iPad are very similar. So yes, you go to battery, and then look at that. It tells you all the information regarding the battery life on your iPad. So I'm at 34%. I see that at the top right. And I last charged it to 100% about 2 days ago. So my iPad's doing pretty good for my battery. Not saying I haven't charged it since Monday, but it does a very good, even years later, it does a very good job of holding the battery. It tells you what apps are using the most battery. So everyone's going to be different. You're going to use your iPad for different things, but things like Zoom and FaceTime and maybe like YouTube, when you like watch videos, certain activities use more of the battery. So it's always good to take a look at what's going on. So if you look here, you can view all battery usage. So you can just see it by app, things of that nature. And at the very bottom, that's where you can if you want to, but I don't recommend it.
What?
If I turn off battery percentage, I don't see the percentage at the top right anymore. When I have it turned on, when it's green, now it says 34% again at the top right. So for whatever reason, if you want to turn it off, you can, but I love knowing what my iPad and what my iPhone is at all the time. This is also how you can turn on low power mode. Okay. You all know what low power mode means?
Yeah, that means your battery is getting low.
It
Well,
means your use is lessened.
uh-huh. Yes, you get more for whatever you're at. When you're on low power mode, yes, good job. Some background activities of certain apps may not occur. So like mail, for example, you may not see new mails unless you go into the mail app. Versus if it was not on, you may get a notification whenever you get an email. So low power mode, I would say use it if you are not close to a charger, your cord, and you really need to keep your iPad alive for whatever reason. um,
So you recommended that be on too, Alex?
well, if I'm at 100%, no, I'm at 100%. If I'm at 10, 15%, and sometimes it may turn on automatically at 20, at least it does on my phone here. But if you're ever in a situation where you need to keep that phone or device alive and for longer, and if you're not next to a cord, that's when I would physically turn it on. You can do
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, you can do it here in settings, battery, and turning it on. Or, as I mentioned last week, but we'll also do in Module 5, you can use the Control Center to also turn it on by hitting the shortcut in the bottom area. Okay, so if you see that battery icon in your Control Center, you can easily turn it on and off. You don't have to be in settings. You can just turn it off and on. Very easy.
Mhm.
Okay. So it's always good to see if you notice maybe your battery's going a little more than you used to. Check those settings and see what may be taking up a lot of the usage. But things like videos, high quality games, usage games, videos, those will take up FaceTimes. Those things will take up maybe more battery percentage than others.
Leaving your iPad on all the time, does it help or hurt?
Well, Mr. Ronald, thank you for the question. And I think I had assisted you with a question like that. And what I will say is I do not like, and that goes into module 2. So I'll ask this and we'll come back to it. So from here, how would I fully shut off my iPad? What do I have to do? Does anyone know?
Hit the power button.
Hold
Um,
Just
upper left
you
hand.
don't-
Hold
yeah.
it till you see it come across the screen.
Yes, you hold it and that's how you power off your iPad. But when your iPad, good job. I know that's right, y'all. When you shut off your iPad, what don't you get?
Yeah, always press it.
What don't you get when your iPad is off?
Notification.
You don't get notifications. What if someone calls you and your phone and your device is off? You
Don't get anything.
won't get you won't get nothing. And you
Just shut
want
down.
those messages, you won't get notifications, you won't, So I really don't turn off my iPad. There's really, not saying a good reason for me to turn it off. It's good maybe once every month, 2 months. It's good to shut it off and turn it back on. If you're ever in a situation where like the iPad's frozen or you just can't do something,
Oh, yeah.
but I would say I've done that less than the number of fingers on one hand. And I've had this iPad for a while. And I know you all have as well, and maybe your other device that you're on today. So no, I would say in general with, even iPhones and iPads, I've used the iPhone for about 10, 11 years now. I would say the screen itself, and I use my devices quite a bit, take up maybe at most 10% of the battery. So if you have 100%, 10% really isn't that. So I keep my phone on, calls, FaceTimes, messages, notifications. I mean, iPad, same, you know.
Don't turn mine off yet.
So make sure you keep it on so you can get those things at instant, FaceTime calls. You never know who's gonna call you, and something, or same thing for you. You never know if you need to quickly search up something or look at something. So no, I wouldn't turn it off.
So
I
you
would
leave
leave it in dire situations.
So you leave it plugged in also to
No,
the power? No.
that's a good. Thank you for the question. That leads into it. What that slide is. So the iPad, the 9th gen iPad, roughly has about 10 hours of life expectancy. So what I always say during this, and you may all know what I'm about to say, use it throughout the day, and then at night you check your battery percentage and see where you're at. I'm at 32% right now, so I'm gonna use my iPad a little more today. And at night, I'm at 10, 20%, I'm going to plug it in. And then when I wake up, one of the first things, maybe not the first thing, but one of the first things I do is unplug the device and use it throughout the day. Rinse
got
and
you. I've got you, Coach. I got you.
no, you don't keep plugged in. If it's 100%, why keep it plugged in? Why keep
Exactly.
the electricity? Why risk tripping over it? Why, et cetera, et cetera. So
Okay, thanks, Coach.
mhm.
Got
That way
mine
you
off.
save the most on your electric and you use them. That's how the devices are, that's how they last the longest by actually using it to those. And once in a while my iPad will die on me, and that's okay. It's good for it to shut off. Maybe very once in a while. It happens anyway. I might be with my friends and on my iPad, we're watching a video, and shoot, the iPad runs out of juice in the juicy part. But that's okay, you plug it in, it charges relatively fast. So you may charge it before bed and then unplug it or whatever. So I would say use it throughout the day, look at what it's at, and think of what you may be doing the next day.
Gotcha.
My pleasure. Good
So,
question.
Alex, let me ask you, should you let your battery go like way down, like maybe 10 or 15%, and then charge it?
It depends if you're still going to use it. It depends on what time of day it is. So there are instances where, yes, I will use it. And maybe I do like watch a lot of videos or get a lot of meetings, well, especially if I didn't have my other device. But yes, if you're going to want to use it more during the day, if it's already at 10:20, then it's fine. But it's just, I try to keep things a little cyclical. So, use it throughout the day. What I do during the day, it usually doesn't do that unless I maybe watch a few videos with my friends. Like, things it just depends on what you do. So use it throughout the day, charge if needed. It's okay. I mean, I do that. I will charge my phone. I've done it none during the day. I've done it once a day. I've done it maybe sometimes twice a day. It just, depends on what you're doing on it.
All right.
But yeah, I let this iPad go to 1% sometimes. I'm like, oh, where's my charger? And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes when I'm watching the video and then it dies, okay, well, plug it in. It's good for it to shut off sometimes.
And as they say,
So sleep.
turn your phone off at night.
Well, I wouldn't do that. What if I have a call? What if I got to check something? When people say off, they may mean do not disturb, and using that feature where your phone won't ring all night or do you won't hear the notifications. But no, even at night, I don't have it off. You never know what's going to happen, right?
Well,
Sammy?
Apple told me that you should turn your phone off at night
Who
sometimes.
told you that?
Yeah, Apple told me that.
Oh, well,
He said,
I respectfully disagree. I'm not sure why they would say that. I've never been told about that. I've been in a few stores. So I mean, no, what if you got to take a call? What if it's an emergency, or what if you got to look up something? I mean, what if you're not up at that particular night for whatever, what if you're traveling? So I mean, I don't ever turn my phone off for that long. Things happen. So so that's what I will say to you. Okay, Ms. Doris.
Gotcha.
Well,
Keep it on. If you have it, you might as well use it. And if I'm at night, what I do? I lay it face down, just that way, before bed, so I don't use that. Lay it face down, and I'm good to go.
Okay.
so
Good.
lay my iPad face down because I've been shutting it off completely. Because Siri, sometimes the TV make a sound, probably sounds like her name.
And they be talking to
Or
you.
I say something and she comes in my conversations.
And
So I just shut it off completely.
It's well,
And Gracie, you not even talk to her.
well, that does again. That happens because sometimes the TV may say a word like seriously, but I wouldn't use that as a reason to shut off my
Oh
device.
my goodness. I
I would
love you,
definitely
Buffalo.
I would keep it on. So
It happens so often, because like I said, it's right in the room between the TV and me. So it's always a sign that it might make Siri think it's
Yeah.
but
if you're sleeping, then it will just whatever it does, it will
No,
just
you ain't sleeping. You can say a voice and they come into your conversation and you not even talking to them.
I have the TV
Well,
kind of high because I don't
you
hear that
know,
well, so she probably picks up on anything that sounds like her name.
again, I would say I keep my devices on. I never know when I'm gonna get a FaceTime or a
Okay.
notification or need to check something. So, I mean, if it happens, hey, I mean, I'm just saying it happens to me, and then whatever, you move on.
So Alice, so you say lay it flat down and it automatically cut off?
No, 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 no.
Telephone. It's
No,
telephone.
I'm just saying that's just what I do so that way
No,
I'm
no,
not.
I know you say that's what you do.
I'm
I'm
on
just
my
trying to
phone.
understand it for myself. I'm talking about the iPad. So I just lay it flat down and it's automatically cut off at nighttime?
No,
Well, I
him it's
mean,
telephone.
Oh.
well, I'm saying just either or because it's not good to use the device right before you go to bed. So I was just saying that was a strategy that I do. So that
Yeah.
way I charge it at night and I lay it face down so I'm not tempted to use it.
Okay.
And
No, I like your strategy.
Lexus is nosy because sometimes you can be talking to somebody in your house and she be popping up and want to say something to you. And you never talk to her. And I said, you need to shut down because I'm not talking to you.
Well, you
again,
were just talking to a dog. That's why she interrupted
again, you may say a word that sounds similar to Siri. So again, we'll go into how to adjust that if you're in there. Okay, so just
Cause
whenever you
she be being nosy.
okay.
Dog serious too.
If I do, Siri
Yeah,
will
she
not
being
activate if you
nosy.
lay
And I
either
said,
of
I
your
didn't talk
devices
to
down.
you.
Okay, Siri will not activate if you lay
Oh
either
my
of your
God.
devices down. So, that you could do that, and also again, it helps me go to sleep. So,
How do I do that to cut her off and listen to my conversations?
Then go, you don't have no control over your iPad,
just a
Doris.
feature, okay? So
Huh?
I'll go what we usually go over in module 2. So we'll get there in just a minute, okay?
Yeah, she be up in there and I ain't even talk to her. And I say, I ain't talking to you. Why you being nosy?
I'm sick of
All
you
right,
and Buffalo,
folks.
Doris.
Okay, so we're going on. Thank you so much. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Appreciate you all and your participation. Going on, if you see my video here that I'm on the screen, if you see my video, I have again the different buttons and connectors. We did this activity last week, so let's see what you all remember and what you know. So where is my home button located on my iPad?
Right above your
On the right
right
side,
above your power charger.
right on the right side.
Oh, what?
So again, I have my iPad right here. So this is on the face. So again, someone said right above where you plug your iPad in to charge. So that's right there. If I'm holding my iPad vertically, it's right there at the
At the
bottom.
bottom.
Yeah,
But
Ron said that was the right side, what he said.
yes, it depends on how you're holding it, okay? So yes, either or is correct. So if you're however you're holding it, just know that's that home button. And it's the only button on the face of the screen, on top of the screen. That's the only button, okay? So it's a very simple device if you really, really think about it. It's very simple. Use the home button for many different things. We'll go into that in just a second. Someone said it earlier. Where is the power button on the device? If you're holding it vertically, where is the power button?
It's at the top right-hand corner.
Yes. Is it the two buttons next to each other or the button by itself?
Yeah.
By itself.
By itself, right? It's at the top right corner. It's by itself. Again, we're going to go into the
Top
features
corner.
in just a second. Yes, on the corner. Whether it's, and how you're holding it, you know where it is. What are the two buttons that are next to each other? What would those do?
Those are
Volume.
Mm-hmm.
The volume button.
Yes. The up is volume up. Down is the lower button is volume down.
But mine doesn't work that way. The bottom one makes it louder and the top one makes it lower.
Well, again, make sure if you're holding it vertically that your home button.
Yeah,
okay?
I hold it the right way, but it doesn't work that way. The
Uh,
one that's supposed to make it lower is the one that make it louder.
Oh,
But I do
well,
notice on the value at the top, they have a plus sign and a minus sign, and the plus is for up and the minus for.
yes, it just also depends on what case that you have and what you see. But yes, on the black one that I have here, yes, I do see the plus and the minus.
But it's
So
the opposite for me.
well, I don't see the
I
plus in the
tested many
it
times.
depends on what case that you have. If you don't have a case, they're just two buttons next to each other. If you have a case, you may see those icons on it, but yes, those are the volume buttons.
Yeah.
So, oh, I love it. Where is the front camera? Where is the front camera?
See between them. If you hold it vertically, it's at the top in the middle. That circle. That circle.
Yes, that tiny little circle. If you move your iPad gently over, you can see that little tiny circle that's at the top in the middle. That's what you guys are using for your front camera. Yes, if you look at your video on Zoom and where your finger is, you see my finger on my laptop. This is where my front camera is, right here. So again, yeah, that is what I love it. That the iPad has a front and a back camera, which I love. Looking at the back where is the back camera? Where is it on your device?
It's that little how you call that? It changes color now that we upgrade. So it's gray with black or something in front.
No. Where is it at? Oh, I see the icon. I love it, Miss Louise. Where is it located on your iPad? Where's the back camera?
On the front.
Well, it's got to be on the back.
Yeah, if it's a back
What
camera,
are we
it gotta
talking
be
about?
on
It's on the
back.
back.
The back camera.
Upper left.
It gotta be on the back.
What side
So
is
if you
it?
see my video, is it at the
And
top
then
of
you
the
hit that
It's
on
at
the
the top right there
Upper
on the
left.
right hand side.
yes, on
You
the
hit
side.
that.
There may be a circular indentation where the camera is. So yes, that is where the back camera is located. You see on my case, I have the black case. It's the
Yeah.
indentation right here on the
You
top.
hit that button.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just guessing now.
That's what we all doing, dog.
Yeah, I'm just
I
guessing
was
and
mixing it
skip.
up with
Yes, again, make sure you look at your device while we chat so that way you know where every
the back camera is on
button
the
and
back.
everything that you can do, okay? So yes,
Okay.
that is back camera. So if you're using the back camera, again, you can use the back camera on Zoom. If your video is on, all you have to do is hit the switch camera button at the top right of Zoom. So that way you can show what's around you versus what's in front of you when you're on Zoom. So don't forget that, okay?
So I get back to you because I'm on the camera thing.
Again, depending if you're on Zoom or if you're doing your own thing on your iPad, okay?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I hit the back camera thing and now I'm on the camera.
Yes, I still see your front camera, Ms. Doris. So again, if your video is on in Zoom, if you wanted to show what's
Okay, I see everybody now.
be able to see that. So okay. If you have a background, it'll be I think you may need to let's see, not shut it off, but let me see if I have my video on. And this is an exploration together, which is really cool. So let me turn my video. Okay. Here. And then if I switch my camera, hey, yes. So if you want to see you see, I have my front camera on right now on my iPad. If I hit that camera icon at the top right, then yes, you still see my background, but I would need to turn it off so that way you can see what's around. That's pretty interesting. I haven't tried using the back camera in quite a bit on Zoom. So does that make sense, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. These are all the different parts of the iPad. Okay. So good. Okay. Appreciate you all. Again, something not new, but some new things that we're doing. So with you already know the power button.
Camera.
You can use that to turn it on and off, the screen with your device. And we know about those volume buttons. The volume up makes the volume go up, and the volume down makes the volume go down. So using those two buttons. But again, going into module 5, when we get there, what's another way to adjust the volume of your iPad?
Control panel.
Yeah, the control center. How do I access it?
Pull it down from the right.
From top right. Yes, yes.
Low battery.
Uh-huh. And then what do I do?
Do for what? What was the question? The second
The
question?
volume. So we did the
Oh, the
physical way,
volume.
the buttons. What do we do? How do we adjust the volume with the control panel, control center?
You control it up and down.
The
Yeah.
icon that looked like a telephone.
Yes, that is the volume. Yes, good. It looks like a telephone. Why do you think it shows a telephone right now?
So you can hear.
Well, why? So there may be different icons, but why is it a telephone right now?
Because it's about speaking, I guess.
Well,
Your
iPad
is connected to your phone.
What are we using right now, y'all?
Zoom.
Yes, we're on Zoom. We're on a video call. So we're on a call. That's why it has that telephone icon.
Oh, because you're on a call. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
Yes, good. If you were not on a video call, it would look like the standard audio icon, the little thing with the lines. So it just depends on what you're doing. If I had my AirPods, you would see it's, remember when I used to use them all the time, but now I just use them here through my laptop. But anyway, you would have a little AirPods icon right there. So this is the volume slider. Okay, you can make your volume all the way up, all the way down, and as meticulous as you want to be. Same goes with this one right here. This is the brightness. So again, yes, we'll go to module 5. We'll go into this more. Let's keep our mics in mind, okay? But yes, these are the two sliders that come up on everyone's control center. Okay?
Go ahead, coach.
Good. So again, that's value. You can do it physically with the buttons, but you may not, be next to the iPad. So like that, or maybe your buttons are laying flat, right? Different reasons. You can go into the control center and adjust it. But we'll also go. We'll learn into Siri. You can ask Siri to adjust the volume for you. So we'll go into that. So yes, if you were listening to music on the iPad,
dogs don't want to hear about Siri.
You can always adjust your volume with Siri if you want. So,
my!
Good job.
Gracie don't want to hear that part.
Nor do dogs.
Okay.
Right. I
Um,
love it.
when we do module 2, what do we talk about with the home button? We do Siri, but what do we also do with the home button? What are 2 other things that we do with the home button? I know we do Siri.
You can switch from the home screen to,
one app to another.
Yeah, one app to another.
Yes, that is the most basic. Yes, good. And then what are some 2 other things that you can do
with your home screen?
With the home button? What is the home button known for? Remember module 2. What have we learned in module 2?
You can close apps that are open.
Yes, that is one thing. We'll go into how to do that, but I know you know how.
Oh.
What is the other thing the home button is known for?
Hold up a minute. I'm gonna look at it right.
It involves your
backgrounds. You can make backgrounds.
No, so again, we're just talking about what you can do with the home button itself. Remember the home button, the little circular button. Okay, that's on the screen that you use to go between different apps. But what's another thing that you do? It involves your hands.
Sign on.
Oh, screenshot? No.
You can use it for biometrics.
Yes, screenshot. That is amazing feature. Yes, that's another thing. But yes, I was mainly thinking about home button, Touch ID, biometrics. Yes. Good.
Yes, I said sign on with it.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you can use the Touch ID to sign into different apps very easily using the passwords and to get into your iPad versus typing in a code, you can use your fingerprint. I love that. Yes.
Oh, you're talking about the fingerprint. Oh.
Yes, Touch ID. Yes, using your finger again to download apps. to get into the iPad without having to type in that code to verify your sign in for different things. There are many different things that you can use Touch ID for.
All right.
Good. Yeah, signing on, all that. So it's a very important button. So we all know where that home button is, right? We all know where it is.
Mhm.
That home button. I know you use it every day, but we all know where it is, right?
Right.
Wonderful. So if I wanted to adjust or add my fingerprint, what do I do? Where do I go first?
Settings.
Yes, because settings involves anything with the iPad itself.
Go ahead, Brenda.
Uh-huh. Settings. And then what do I press? Again, you see all these different options, but the more you use it, the more familiar you'll be with where things are. What do I press?
Touch ID and passcode.
Uh-huh. If you already have it set up, then it will ask you to, of course, use your code to get in, which is a good thing. For example, let's say this scenario, let's using your iPad and someone just snatches it and they want to change the passcode. They're not going to be able to do that even if they're they're already in, because you have to enter it again to get into this section. So this is very good security by Apple. Okay, so I type mine in. If you do not have a passcode set up, then you won't have to do it. But I highly recommend that you do it. That you have at least a passcode set up. You may not, for Touch ID, even though when I got this iPad, that was one of the first things I did. I love Touch ID. Again, just being able to go like this on the home button or just put my finger on it and, be able to sign in and, download apps and unlock my iPad and autofill the different apps and the info and things of that nature. It's so convenient. But yes, that passcode. So if you never had a passcode, it will say like turn passcode on, or I've had it since I got in this iPad. It's so important to have one. You never know if, unfortunately, something happens to that to your any device, but you feel good knowing that you have that passcode set up, and it will be dang near impossible to get into it without locking you fully out, which is a good thing. But what I will say is, if you forget that passcode, again, you see when I hit Touch ID and passcode, I typed in my 4-digit code. If I ever forgot that code, there's nothing that I could do with this device. This, especially with the way that was set up, I implore you guys, if you have a passcode, you have it written down, and you remember that thing. Just like I say with that Apple account and that Apple password. Those are the two, some of the things you have to remember no matter where you're at, no matter what you're doing, what your Apple account is. So that email that you signed up, or that iCloud, or the other email that you use, and your Apple account password, the same one you use to download apps, things of that nature. And also remembering your passcode to your devices. In my iPad and my iPhone have a different one. It's never good to have the same one across all of your devices. Even my laptop here that I'm using, I have to type in an actual password to my computer that's separate from the Apple account, right? So, there's a lot of things I have on my, phone right here. I have a lot of passwords saved. But for the things that you got to remember, like the passcodes, you got to remember those passcodes to get into your device, and your log information to your computer and your device. So Apple accounts, all of that. You can ask a question, Ms. Burnett. You can interrupt me.
Oh yeah, I recently started using the passcode, and my question is, sometimes it still tell me to put it. No, I mean the Touch ID, but sometimes it still tells me to put in a passcode. Is that regular? Was that normal?
For certain things, and okay, so just thinking on your question, yes, for certain things it may ask for both, but make sure for that finger. So let's say I use this finger, okay, the same position that you used to set it up, and you can always delete it if you feel like it's not responding to you that well, or you can have multiple fingerprints, even if it's the same finger. It would just help out more, but just make sure that you use the much flesh of your finger.
Okay.
So like if I can add another one right now if I want to. If you just follow the instructions and let's say use this finger. Make sure that I'm just placing as much flesh on it and I'm just moving it a bit around slightly so that way no matter how you're orienting that particular finger, it will recognizing it. So it's quite amazing technology that you could do it like this in the palm
Okay.
of your hands. So yes, sometimes it will ask for both, but sometimes if it's not recognizing that Touch ID, if you try 2 or 3 times, then yes, you will have to put in your passcode.
Okay, thanks.
My pleasure. Yeah, so like adjust your grip, keep going. Yeah, so this finger, I actually don't have this finger set up, but if you're looking at my video as much as you can, I have my little background, but I'm just lifting and raising my finger. There you go. And just moving it slightly this way, just so you get all the edges of the print. So look at that. You see finger one, finger two. So if I put finger one, look, it recognizes. So you can test it out too. And look, I have my finger a little sideways. I have it straight in the middle. I have it to the left. Look how good it recognizes it. So
Okay.
look, you see how finger two is lighting up now? So try your best to get the best print when you add it, and that way you get the most success.
So when it light up, that means those are the correct fingers to use and using your iPad.
It's not correct. You can use either. I can have 50 fingerprints if I want in there.
You don't
Wow.
have 50 fingers.
Well,
Wow.
I can do okay, let's say I did this finger and this finger. I could do this finger again. It doesn't, uh, you could as many. So
Somebody else's finger.
I don't recommend that, but
Thank you
yeah.
very much. Thank you very much.
I don't recommend that because you always want to know when you just like in your home, you want to know when who goes in your home or so same idea with the fingerprint. I recommend just yours.
Hmm.
Just yours.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't have to have Touch ID and you don't have to have a passcode. I recommend at least the passcode, but the Touch ID is so helpful. It allows you to unlock your iPad again when my screen is okay. I have my little phone right here. So look, I have my little phone. Instead of having to type in a code, I just my finger, bam, I'm in my phone. Let's say I want to go, I could do this here. If I want to download if I want to download an app, I literally just go to the app. I hit get. Oh, I hit get on my phone, and look, it's asking me for my Touch ID. So if you have a iPhone or an iPad with the home button, yeah, use that Touch ID. Bam! I didn't have to type in my Apple account password. I remember it though. Okay, I remember that thing, but I don't need to put it in every single time I want to download an app and I don't have to type in my device passcode every time I want to get in my phone, right? So if you have a new iPad with Face ID, or if you have a phone I have my phone here, it doesn't have a home button, so I use Face ID. Okay, so if you have an iPad or an iPhone with no home button, you use your face, and I love it. It's so convenient. Good. Okay, so I recommend passcodes for everyone, and I also, to a lesser extent, but very much so, Touch ID. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Yes. Always just take a look through, okay? See what you can do. Yes, home button is one part of taking a screenshot. Let's say you're in Zoom and you're watching one of our sessions and you see a slide that you want to take a picture of that you want to look at for later. What two buttons do you hit at the same time?
Power and home.
Power and home at the same time, so you can test it out. Now, if you want, again, you hit the power button and the home button at the same time. You don't have to be perfect, which is good. Just make sure you hit them in succession or pretty much at the same time, and it appears at the bottom left for a second and goes away. Where do the screenshots end up?
Photos.
Your
Photos.
gallery.
Yes, the photos. And you will see in the photos, there's different folders. So there's a specific screenshots folder you can look at, but also will appear, yes, in your gallery, in your recents, because that's where all of your photos live in your photos app. So yes, if you take a screenshot and you actually tap on the screenshot at the bottom left, you can then edit it um, as you please. So you can crop it. You see all the little white lines. You can crop it as you please. I do this a lot on my laptop. Like when you all see the previews of the class and the description, I basically take a screenshot of my laptop screen, not the, and then I crop it so that way you just see like the day and what today's session is. So I love this feature. I use this all the time on my phone a lot. You can just crop certain things. Let's say you want to send your friends something. You maybe not want what's all around, whatever, right? You may just want a certain section. So you can really crop it like this. You can draw on it, as you may have seen in a second. You can highlight things. You can change the color. You can hit the plus button and add shapes, stickers, text, signature. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with different screenshots. So yes, and once you're done with editing it or cropping it, look at the top right. What do you see?
The check mark.
Yeah, check mark. Yes. And when you hit it, look, you can save it to your Photos app. Again, if you don't do anything, you'll automatically be in the Photos app, right? If you just let it slide and if you don't touch it, or you can even save it to your Files app, whatever reason, again, Files, yes, or you can save it to a Notes. You can put this image in a note in the Notes app. Isn't that pretty neat? Yes, there are two other options. You can copy the image and still delete the photo. So if I copy it and delete it, I can still paste it into Notes or something, but it's not on my iPad. Or you can just, hey, delete the screenshot. I'm over it. I just tap someone else to get out of it. But you can also hit the X at the top left, and whenever you just don't, you don't want to save it. So yes, again, you can take a screenshot, home button, power button. You can either leave it alone or tap on it, crop it, edit it, even share it without, having to do anything else. You see the share button at the top right, that square and arrow, correct? So that way you can share the screenshot straight from here by mail, by messages, you can put in notes, reminders, you can copy it and put the screen, lots of different options that you can do. So check mark, let's save it to Photos, bam.
Hey,
Good.
Alex, if you take a screenshot and it goes to your Photos, can you go in your Photos and get that screenshot and edit it, and then then send it back to your Photos?
Well, it's even easier than that. It's still in Photos, because at the end of the day, a screenshot is a photo. So
Right. Okay.
you can edit a screenshot just like you can edit a photo that you took on your device. So look, let's go to my Photos app real quick. And look, you can go to screenshots and find that particular screenshot, or you can just be in your library and see all of the things that you've been doing. So look, these are a screenshot. Look at the throwback. This is a picture from December 2022. If you ever want to edit any photo in your Photos app, you can tap on the photo. So look, I took a screenshot of this session here. And if you see at the top right, or look, if I hold it this way, yes. If I look at the top right,
yeah,
you see the 3 lines and those dots?
Yeah.
Bam. Edit mode.
Okay.
This is edit mode in the Photos app. So yes, this is also module 5, and that's cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so look, you can adjust it. There are different things. Like this one says auto, but this one says exposure. You can use the thing on the right to adjust it. So look, expose, you could, auto. You can change the brilliance of the photo, again, different photography terms. You can change highlights. So, you could really be an amazing photographer just by doing these features, like change the brightness of the photo. So, but on the left-hand side, if you want to add a filter to the picture, just like, you know, on social media, they have the filters and stuff, right? So same idea, you can do the filters and then you can crop the photo. Remember we
Mm,
just cropped it? So like you can drag the ends.
mm.
Look, you can drag the
Okay.
ends and
Teach them.
you,
Teach.
you can crop it as much as you like. And once you're done cropping, you can hit done at the top right.
Mm.
Okay, you can
Are
do
you okay?
No,
but
I
you
just
can
keep
also
learning.
He's
I just,
amazed.
yeah, you
I
can
just
also
keep
go back.
learning.
Yeah, I love
I'm with
that,
you too,
Ronald.
Ron.
You
Well,
can go
good.
back, and if you edit, look at the top right, it says revert. So I can revert all the changes and make
The
it the
original.
original.
Oh,
That's a
But
bad man.
This is all new. We never seen this before. I don't remember.
I'm saying that's a bad man, ain't he?
Yes,
and
it
also
is.
you can make a duplicate of the photo if you just wanted to have a copy original and then duplicate it and then make your edits and see how it looks. You can do that. But you can also just revert it back to the original photo. So it's just it depends on the photo and your
Hmm.
circumstance, you know? Last but not least, when you edit a photo, just like with the just like before when we took the screenshot itself at the top right, you'll see the little pencil icon. So that way I can then go and mark up this photo. So I can draw on it. I can change the color. You can hit the plus sign. You can add text. You can add, you know, look, I can add more text
Wow.
and, you know, and add it or do it, you know, whatever you like. The world is your oyster. You can add shapes. You can add a description to the image.
Hmm.
You can add stickers. You can add your signature. Once you're done, you're going to hit that check mark.
You just have to remember what all those icons stand for. That's the problem I be having sometimes.
I learned
Mhm.
I learned by trying things out.
Good.
That's all you got to do. Try it out, test it out. But the more that you use it, the more common these icons will appear. These are not the only times you're going to see these icons, right? When you're using your device. So
Hmm.
it's real important just to be familiar with these different things. So yes, just like before, if I go back to the edit, I can revert any changes that I've made to the image. So yes, you can edit screenshots, you can edit photos in the Photos app, and we'll go over it again in Module 5.
I'm glad we brought this up because going back to yesterday's session, I was seeing and hearing folks that weren't on my screen. And I'm wondering what I was doing. So today, while we were talking, it happened again. I was only seeing 12 people, but there were 21 in the session. So I went back up to the top right to the participants icon, and I pushed it, and I noticed that it said uncovered. Wait a minute, what did it say? Hide non-video participants.
Mm-hmm.
And when I hit that, everybody
Yes.
came on my screen. So evidently I had hit that hide the non-video participants, the folks that had their video off.
Yes.
So once I hit that, I got everybody in and I felt better. And I said, I'm going to start playing with some of these buttons I've been scared of.
Don't be scared.
So like you said, go ahead and play with it some. But you know, I'm not as savvy as I want to be, but I'm getting to the point where I'm not scared to try stuff.
No, you can't.
So that hide non-video participants, I was proud of myself when I hit that and got everybody on the screen.
Oh, that is amazing, Mr. Ronald. That's all.
Thank you, Ronald. That happened to me too. So thank you.
Yeah, that's good stuff, ain't it?
And that's just so, yeah, that feature's there so you can see all those that are on the video. It's nice to just be able to see everyone that is on the video that's together. And yes, if you have that option off, you can see others that may not be in the video, but it's still good to see them all in one place. So it's all about checking those it's the little things, y'all. I know it can just find the fun. It's so fun. Like, oh, wow, like I went to this and I see this, and it's just all about looking. So even if I'm here, at the top left, okay, there's the arrow. That's the back button, right? Okay, that's that square and the arrow. We know what that means. That's the share button. The heart. Oh, that usually means like a like or a favorite. So yes, this appears under your favorites. And the in the list in the Photos app. This 3 lines with the 3 little circles, that just kind of means edit, crop, adjust. You'll see that in many different apps.
Wow.
I information. This tells you where you took it. So even if you took a photo, and if you were traveling, it will tell you where exactly you took that photo, which is pretty neat. The trash can, pretty simple, right? That deletes thing. The
Delete.
3 dots. When you see the 3 dots, just like in Zoom, it means more. It means all the other features, because they can't fit every single thing on the screen. That's why they have the 3 dots, where in the photo, you see you can copy the photo, duplicate it, which means make a copy. You can hide the photo under your hidden photos. You can add it to an album. You can do quite a bit of things. So when you just look at the icon, when you more and more, you will just instinctively know what you can do.
Is that how you learned what those each icons stand for? I mean,
just by tapping it and seeing what it does.
And don't be scared.
That's it. I mean, you got to see, like, if I hit the share button, oh, I see mail, put it print, all these other options. Like, I can share it or add it or put it somewhere else, right? The heart, okay, like heart, try it out. Oh, it likes it. If I go to my photos, see it says favorites, right? So it's all about just tests and seeing what happens, right?
Teach.
It's just the more you try. Again, I made 10, 11 years. I've made mistakes from A to Z. Not mistakes, but some things that I may have not intended to do. But hey, I learned about it, and then you have to know what else you can do in the app and how it relates. But most of the time, it's kind of one. Just think one-to-one. How if I do this, how does it affect something else?
I'm sick of you. I'm so sick of you, man.
You learn from your mistakes. You learn from your mistakes.
Well, I ain't scared as I used to be.
Okay.
Wrong mistakes.
Yeah, mistake. Happy. Don't call them. Let's call them happy accidents.
Sound like Bob Ross.
Of course, I love Bob Ross.
Try
to be like Bob Ross. Treat the iPad like your canvas.
That's good stuff, Alex. Thank you, man.
And thank you. You mentioned the next thing. So yes, you can close apps that maybe have an issue, or if you just want to close them to save battery, et cetera, et cetera. How do I get to that screen? What do I do with the home button? How do I get to where I can close the apps or see all the apps that I have open?
Tap it twice.
Double tap.
Yeah. Double tap the home button. Yes. And it shows you the last apps you were in. So look, photos, settings, Zoom, weather.
And just swipe up.
And you swipe up.
Like I did. You swipe up on that open app. I'm not going to do that to Zoom. If I do it to Zoom, I'm going to get out of the meeting, and I don't want to do it. So it literally closes it. If you have an issue, and if it's slow, if it's not responding, if it's frozen, if you want to refresh it like the mails, you can. That's one way to do it versus being in the app, or sometimes it's just good to close things and open it again. If something happens, or I do this once in a while, and I just did it because I just have these, but it's good to close ones that you haven't used in a while, just so that way you can quickly. The whole point of this screen is the multitasking screen is to switch. Look, I can go to photos, double tap. I can go back to Zoom, double tap. I can go to my weather app. Look at that. I just went into 3 apps in like 3 seconds. And sometimes you may need to do that. I may need to copy something in one app and put it to another versus having to hit the home button, finding that icon again, right? Or if I was on another screen, you know what I'm saying? So use the multitasking to close, open apps, go back to apps, see what apps you have open, but also at the very bottom, that area is called the dock, right? So that way, if I can quickly, even in the multitasking screen, go to one of the apps that are at the bottom, which is again called the dock. Okay, so we all know to double tap that home button to get to our multitasking.
What's that?
Yeah.
Double tap, you multitask, and it's good to close out of those apps once in a while. Okay, if you have a ton, let's say if it's 20, if you have like 20 of them, I would like I do a lot because I use a lot of different apps. Okay. So, then maybe go through those ones you may not have used, but you see the most recent will be here as soon as you open it, and the least recent will be towards the side. So use it as a convenience. I love it. Switching between Zoom and my slides, and look, I can just instantly go between them without having to kind of think. Good.
Mm.
That's right. Okay. Touch ID, we talked about that a little bit. One thing that I want to showcase, this is a little bit new, but with the latest upgrade to iPadOS 26, there are different ways you can view. We used to have, y'all remember those three dots at the top and the middle of the app sometimes, and that way you could have two apps open at once. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
You notice you may not see it anymore. So this is how you can have it where you can have different apps open at the same time. What I am now in, this is called full screen mode. Okay, full screen mode. I only have one app or the home screen open at a time. I'm going to go to settings, and on the left-hand side, I am going to go, you see it says multitasking and gestures.
Yeah.
Make sure you tap on that. Again, this is something to do with the iPad, so that's why we went to settings. Anything regarding its app specifically, like the sound in the app or sound effects, that's what you would find in the app. But if it's like with the microphone or the video camera, that has something to do with the iPad. So you would find that those settings and adjust those mostly in settings. But yes, I'm in full screen apps. So it means always use apps full screen and swipe the home to switch between them. Or you can have windowed apps. I hope this doesn't kick me out the Zoom. Yes, resize and arrange multiple windows in a single space to multitask with ease. So you see the little animation? You can have multiple apps open at once. And look, I can even do it with settings. Look at the very bottom right. What do you see on my screen? What do you see?
Oh, that a camera?
The camera.
Not the blue.
On and off button.
Where are you at?
So on my screen, so I see my multitasking and gestures, my three things it may be, because you're in Zoom, but what's at the very, very bottom right of my screen?
You say the right. Oh, it looked like a smiley face, but I know it's a phone.
Okay. Yeah. So just a little gray, little curved line.
Yeah,
The curve.
Yeah, yes. So that wasn't there before, right? If I look, full screen apps, that's not there, right? But if I go to windowed apps, yes, it does look like a phone. Oh, y'all making me laugh. I love it. Look, I put my finger there and I drag it. Look at that. And I put my finger up towards the top, and that's where I drag and move it. But I use the little squiggly line to adjust the size. Isn't that cool?
You showing off now, Slim.
Wait a minute. This is the new version, right?
Yes, what you can do in iPadOS 26.
26, yeah.
Yeah. So yes, look, and then Zoom. I have it open, bottom right. Bam, I use that little squiggly line. And then I can move and adjust it.
Oh, Lord.
I'm with you.
Help me, Jesus.
Again, you don't have to use it, but
Because
look at that.
Look at that.
I have three apps open at the same time. Isn't that pretty neat?
What a man.
What a man.
If you wanted to, I would recommend this for you all and myself. You have your notes app open or whatever you use to record notes, and then you have the Zoom or the YouTube video on the right, and you can write notes. And look, I can look at the weather and be in Zoom at the same time. Like, look at that.
Yeah, you're putting too much in our brain.
He's showing off, ain't he?
Yeah.
It's new. You got it when you look at this after you get off the call or any call, then you'll look at the thing on the menu and you're like, oh, this isn't too bad.
Mhm.
At the top left of when you're in this mode, you see at the top left, you see the red, yellow, and green button. The green
Right.
maximizes it.
One
Yes.
day, my head gonna be big as yours, Alex. Thank you, man.
The yellow one minimizes it. So look, I just
Then
minimized the window. Okay. And then the red one, it removes it. Like it closes the app. So if I'm in settings and I hit the X,
yes.
now settings is closed. So
Huh?
there's red, yellow, and green button. You can close an app. If you're in this mode, this is the only time you'll see it. If you hit the yellow, it's the little line. It minimizes it. It doesn't close the app. It puts it to the side, just like when you just go between app to app.
That's
Mm. So again, it's all about testing all these features out. I like the full screen. I don't mind using the full screen one, but if I ever wanted to use more than one app at the time, then I would hit the windowed apps. There's also this one called Stage Manager. It's kind of similar to the windowed apps, but look on the left-hand side.
mm,
Isn't that pretty neat?
yeah, that's cool.
Look at all the different elements.
That's nice.
Photos. Yes, that's your stage. That's your stage manager. You can see all the different apps that you're using. Mhm.
Yeah, that's nice.
So,
Now, it have changed a lot with this new the updating of your iPad, because something popped up on my screen where it said clean up iCloud mail.
well, yes, if you have an iCloud email, I mean, it's always good to look at your mail and in the storage when you go into general store and see, anything to do with any of your storage of your apps.
You say in the general. Oh, you in the settings.
Yes, a lot of the things we've been doing today is through settings, because all of these things are having to do with the iPad itself. Okay. Real quick, one of our last things for today, but we've gone through the majority of module 2. We talked about this last time, but make sure you use that camera app on your device. It takes beautiful pictures and videos, and you can edit those pictures as you'd like, as you learned today, but also it's so amazing. You can do all those different things to your pictures and videos. So make sure you use that camera app. Again, beautiful photos and videos. It's amazing, the quality of those pictures and videos. You can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can do a front picture, you can do a timer, as you all shared last week, I remember, and do a timed photo. That way you can prop it up and then run back to your group and take that group photo all together. You can do a photo, a video, you can do a time-lapse video, you can do a panoramic photo where you can take the iPad and do this like in the movie shots, right? Do a panoramic photo, which is pretty neat. You can do so many things with the videos and the photos. So make sure at your next event or next outing, or even at home, if you see a beautiful something out of your window or even in your home, you can take a picture or a video. Okay.
I want to do that.
Make sure you use that camera app. We all use the camera app on our iPads, right?
Nope.
Gotta check that out.
And I'm just sitting here because, and you know what I'm saying, I need to use it because my neighbor next door, they just had some kittens in their yard, and some kind of way they done dug a little hole and look like they're in my yard more than they're in my neighbor's yard, and they're so cute, and I wouldn't mind taking a video of them out there playing. They think they're at a playground. It's about 5 of them.
You will take beautiful videos with that iPad. I mean, I use all my, if I just whatever you have on hand, but with the iPad, you get, a huge screen. The camera's really, really good. And then, I mean, I use my phone, I use the iPad, just however you can, create those memories. And then, the iPad, it has albums, one you can make with the photos or ones it makes for you. And, so you can always share those photos with others or,
wow.
So, keep those memories. Take those memories, okay?
Yeah.
Take that evidence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, take the photo. If your son or daughter is home, or just take a random picture or of them, or hey, you want to take a photo, or I take a photo. If my friend makes me a beautiful meal, I will take that picture and cherish it. And when I look at the photo, I remember what happened during that day, and so use your devices to help enrich everything during the
Yeah,
month.
I'm guilty of that. I need to.
It's okay. Use on your phone, just saving those memories can be really fun.
I have,
I
I have
take
one last
myself
thing.
to practice how to time to get in the position.
You gonna be
Yeah.
able to run that
Yeah.
fast, Doris?
The great thing is, again, if let's say I have the front camera on right now, right? So you prop your device up, and then you go to that timer button, and you
Yeah.
see is it off. You do 3 seconds, 5 seconds, or 10. So you don't have to do 10. 10 seconds is a long time. Look, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah, that's how he took that picture of me and you at
I
the.
did 3.
Yeah, so we both can look good.
Where's y'all at? No,
At-
no.
at the
I'll
mayor,
take
at
it.
the
At the
mayor,
dinner.
at the
Mr.
mayor.
Ronald put us as his background. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So yes,
Alex
that's
looked like a doctor to
Where
me.
was you all at?
the
At
mayor
the
party.
mayor's dinner.
Oh,
Yeah,
A couple
yeah.
of weeks ago at the
Mhm.
Tennis and Learning Center on Mr. Bass.
Yes, Miss Ron
That's a
made sure
nice
that he
photo.
got that picture.
Yeah, I had
Yes.
to have it.
That's a
Mhm.
nice one.
I had to have that. Alex, I have one last thing for you.
You have a question?
In my participants list, it comes up, but as soon as I touch it, it disappears.
Mhm.
I
Well,
don't know
make sure,
what
well,
I
if you're
did
in Zoom,
or what
if
to
you're in
do
Zoom
about
and you hit participants, when you hit participants again, it does go away, but it shouldn't go away if I tap anywhere on the left. It will only go away if I hit the X next to participants or if I hit participants again. But if you tap on another thing, like look, if I hit chat, then participants, then it goes away. It just depends on the device you're on. For me on my laptop, I can have participants and the chat open at the same time, but here on my iPad, I can only have one or the other. With the reactions, though, I can have reactions and the chat open at the same
Not the
time.
reaction.
But just make sure you're very careful with how you're tapping, okay? When I'm on my iPad, participants does not go away unless I hit participants again or I hit the little X next to participants at the top right.
I like the reactions.
So many different ones you can send. I see your thumbs up, so I love that. That's another way you can say, great, I got it. Okay, last but not least, just for again, thank you for today. You all have been amazing. We're gonna go to settings, and if you want to adjust Siri, again, I can use Siri to do everything from asking the weather, directions, some information. I can do calculations. You can set, do all these different things. You all can name some more, but time, clock, alarm, info. I mean, it's amazing. So what you do if you want to adjust how Siri works, and it all depends on what you have. Because myself, I have an iPhone and an iPad. So for me, for Siri, again, when I hit Siri, on the right-hand side, there are many options that I can check. Talk to Siri, that's how I can turn using my voice to activate Siri on or off. And then I can actually change the voice by hitting voice. So I can have an American, male, female voice, Australian, UK, whatever I like. And I allow Siri when locked. That's very convenient. Again, when my phone screen or iPad screen is off or locked, you can still activate Siri, which is pretty neat. So look, I'm not in my phone right now at all, but if I activate Siri, what's the weather for today?
Looks like it will be cloudy today.
Yeah.
It will be 55 degrees and low will be 44.
Yeah, so I didn't even have to be in my phone or my device to be able to ask Siri that question. Some things you'll have to be in your phone, in your iPad, in your device to do. Like if you want to open an app, yes, you have to unlock your device to then be able to go into the app, which is good. Because if you could just ask Siri to go into any app and you don't have to type in a code or use your face or touch ID, that would be pretty messed up. So Siri is really good. So
I
talk
have
to.
a question. Is
Uh-huh.
someone FaceTime you? I saw the word where it said announce call. If someone FaceTime you and you have your announce call on Siri, would Siri be announcing who the person is FaceTiming you?
Yes, yes, announce calls. Yes, that is exactly what it does. But you can also, when I get a FaceTime, let's say I'm not next to my device, I can say, and Siri will be there, and you can say answer or yes, Siri, answer.
Oh,
Siri.
really?
Oh, I do that if let's say again, I'm across the room, my friend FaceTime me from my phone. If I have announced calls on, on my phone, if I'm my ringer on, uh, blank and blank is calling you. Answer it. You can say, and you may have heard that before. You can say yes, and
Yeah.
then it will answer
Oh,
it.
so I need to turn that one on then. I can turn it.
Yes. Make sure. I'm so glad that you announced it. Announce calls. Yes. Well, so look, I myself, I have, it says never. Okay. But if I say always, then yes. Yes, always announce incoming calls. So yes, even if I'm on
But
my phone, right, and I'm traveling out and about, I have my AirPods in, then it will say, Blink is calling, answer it, and then I will say yes. And you don't even have to say yes, hey Siri, you can if you want to, it doesn't matter. I typically still say it. I'll be like, okay, yes, answer the phone. Even if they're FaceTiming you, it understands what it's saying and it will answer it for you. Or you can say, no, decline the call. And you can also do that as well.
okay, so this is on. So this is not for the iPad. This is only for when you on your cell
No,
phone.
no, you can do FaceTimes on the iPad too, right? So that's
Right, I
an
do. That's what I'm saying. I do FaceTime on my
so calls is FaceTimes, phone calls. Yes. Or even if you get maybe even if you get a call from an Instagram, those voice or those video chats, it will sometimes announce those too. And I remember that, yes, my friend video chatted me from Instagram and it said their handle is calling. And then I said yes to the answer and it answered, which is really cool. So like announce calls, announce notifications. Again, whenever you get a notification, it will announce it for you, which is really, really neat. So yes, talk to Siri, okay? Besides using the voice, how do I activate Siri with my finger? What do I do to the home button? If I want to activate Siri, yes, push it and what? Hold it until you see the
tricolor bubble.
yes, the multicolored icon. Yes, yes, good. So there are two ways to activate Siri with your voice if you have it on. I myself here on my iPad have it off, but if I have it on, then yes. It will. I have it off because I have my phone. I typically use Siri on my phone way more than my iPad. So that's just me. Everyone's different, right? So just keeping that in mind. But I had this on for a long time and it didn't, yes. It didn't, in fact, it would maybe go off once or twice, which is when I meant my phone. So it does a really good job of distinguishing it kind of what device you may want to use Siri on. So if you've never done it, you will go through the steps to, say whatever it says. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm in Zoom, so I can't do it right now. But yes, make sure that if you want to use your voice for Siri, you can set it up through settings, Siri, and talk to Siri and making sure that option is on. Again, there are so many different things you can do Siri with. So test it out after this call is over. There are so many different things. So I'll even put in the chat. You can ask Siri for the weather. You can ask Siri
This has been one hell of a session, Alex. Thank you.
My pleasure. You can open apps with Siri. You can ask Siri information like celebrities, what is that? What is this? Or whatever. You can ask Siri to make calls or FaceTimes or even messages. You can message someone through Siri. For my phone, I'd be like, hey Siri, text Deborah, hello.
To Deborah. Hello. Send it.
Yeah.
Done.
Yes. Yes. I pressed it with my hand, but yes, I could have said yes and sent it without even putting a finger on my phone. So I just sent her a message without using my hands. That was pretty cool. Make calls, FaceTime, messages. You can add if you have I use I can ask Siri to play a song with Apple Music. It's really cool. You can ask it for directions. Hey Siri, I need directions to the convention center.
One option is Walter E. Washington Convention Center on Apple.
I see the options. Each request is going to be a bit different, but directions, you can ask Siri to adjust the volume or the brightness. You can ask Siri to turn on Do Not Disturb. You can ask Siri, again, to open an app, play this, add a reminder, or put something in a note. You can ask Siri to calculate something for you. Hey Siri, what's 12? Hey Siri, what's 12 to the 13th power?
Wow.
12 to the 13th power is approximately 1.0699 times 10 to the 14th power.
Yeah, so literally you can ask Siri to do so many different things.
Alice, I'm laughing because Doris was worrying about Alexis being in her business. She better watch out for Siri now.
Yeah.
So it's Siri, we went over buttons, connectors, just navigation is the most important. You got to know how to look through your different screens. And I know it can be a little overwhelming sometimes, but you got to kind of learn how to look at the icons and just kind of intuitively know and see and think of what they mean. So, any last questions? But I hope you all enjoyed today.
I just want to say in this new version, they have put a lot of new icons on my on the home screen that I don't even know anything about or even thought about. So and that just because of the the update.
Right.
Yeah, upgrades. There's always, it's things is always being updated and not change, but updated, add new things, new features, new things that are meant to make things easier, which I really love. I love how it looks. I love how smooth it is. I love how the icons look very distinctive for all the apps, especially the Apple apps. So that camera icon is very nice. I like the FaceTime icon, the settings icon. All of them are very dynamic. And there are so many things that you can do. So thank you all so much.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All
Make sure
right.
to stay for a poll, but also to chat amongst each other as well. But this was I hope you all learned something new today, and make sure
No
you
doubt.
that's
It was great. Which is
thank you all.
That's your battery.